Nigerian President Bola Tinubu conferred the Grand Commander of the Order of Niger on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Abuja. Modi is the second foreign dignitary to receive the honor after late Queen Elizabeth II in 1969. The Indian Prime Minister kicked off the first leg of his three-nation tour to Nigeria on Saturday. Describing Nigeria as a close partner in the West African region, the Prime Minister said he is eagerly looking forward to meeting the Indian community and friends from Nigeria.
नाइजीरिया के राष्ट्रीय पुरस्कार ग्रांड कमांडर ऑफ द ऑर्डर ऑफ द नाइजर से सम्मानित किए जाने पर मैं आपका, नाइजीरिया की सरकार और लोगों का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मैं इस सम्मान को विनम्रता और आदर भाव से स्वीकार करता हूं और इस सम्मान को 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों और भारत नाइजीरिया की गहरी मित्रता को समर्पित करता हूं।
The award is the latest for Modi in a series of top international honors over the years. The awards include some of the highest state and civilian honors conferred on him in recognition of his steadfast leadership. Nigeria is the first stop in Prime Minister Modi's 5-day tour that also includes the G20 summit in Brazil and a visit to Guyana. The visit comes amid a revived push by both India and Nigeria for permanent representation to the United Nations Security Council. India and Nigeria have enjoyed warm and friendly bilateral relations since 2007, with growing economic, energy and defense collaboration. Ambassador Shashank is a former Foreign Secretary of India. He's now joining us live from New Delhi. Ambassador Shashank, thank you very much for your time. What is the significance of India re-establishing relations with Africa, and what impact will Modi's trip to Nigeria have on the future of India-Africa relations, especially Nigeria?
Well, India and Africa had common struggle against colonialism, and India was a steadfast friend with the African countries in their struggle. In the new era, when the Africans are trying to bring about economic development, and India is also trying to have faster economic growth to become one of the fastest growing economies in the world, I think we can be very good partners. And Africans are already having partnership with China, but somehow many of these African countries feel that Chinese are somehow putting them into deep debt trap, and therefore they are encouraging India to become their partner, because India, as a democratic country, wants to go by the priorities which are set by these African countries on their own. And Nigeria is the largest country in Africa, and now that India and Nigeria are working together, we have many Indians working in Nigeria. And we have many Nigerians who got trained in the Indian training institutions, including the military institutions. I think we have very close friendship thereby. And I think in the new era, we should be able to have the best of relations. We don't mind if the Africans are having good relations with China, but at least with India, we can have that special partnership whereby we give special emphasis on skill development, on entrepreneurship, and democratic values.
Mr. Ambassador, now that you've mentioned China, in light of China and Pakistan selling the JF-17 fighter aircraft to Nigeria, what are the opportunities you think for India in defense cooperation in the African continent?
Well, we are exporting a large number of defense items to the African countries, but we have been rather slow in that, because initially we had our own hesitations in exporting defense equipment, thinking that either they would be used against their own populations or against their neighboring countries. But actually, the other developing countries like India also, they want to set up their own defense capabilities for their independence and sovereignty. And therefore, this is the new stand which we have taken. We are exporting our items to more than 100 countries. I have no doubt at all that many African countries would also find it good to cooperate with India in this regard. We know that in some African countries, the Chinese have acquired not only the defense partnership, but they have, by way of defense, sale of defense equipment, they are purchasing many of their other commercial establishments and many of their estates. So which is now not very much liked by many of these African countries. So India has a good opportunity to make sure that our priorities and their priorities are mutually matching. And so therefore, it is not seen as an exploitation, but as mutual development and mutual friendship.
This conversation, how has the expert community in Nigeria, which includes teachers, entrepreneurs, and even doctors, helped in strengthening bilateral ties between both nations?
Well, India has always told its people that wherever they go, they should identify their fortunes with the countries of their stay. And we find that, especially in Nigeria, they have very good friendships. And I personally know many of the Indians who worked in Nigeria, and they were extremely, extremely happy while working there, and the respect that they were being given by their Nigerian students or by their Nigerian partners. So therefore, we have this special family-oriented feelings and the community welfare feelings, which are similar in Nigeria and India. I think so. Therefore, we should be able to work very hard on that field, that the people-to-people partnership should be extremely important. And then since we go for mostly small and medium-scale industries, I think that is another area where we can cooperate with the Nigerians and help them develop their skills in small and medium industries also.
All right, Mr. Ambassador, we'll have to leave this conversation there. I've been talking to Ambassador Shashank. He's a former Foreign Secretary of India. Ambassador Shashank, as always, thank you very much for your time and for talking to us today.